In late 1967, the quiet legal offices of Sigmund Adam in Rosenheim, Bavaria suddenly looked like a scene from Poltergeist. The corporate edition. It all started with the lights, ceiling fixtures, exploded or swung like pendulums with no earthquake in sight. Next, the phones ran up a wild bill. The firm's four telephone lines would ring simultaneously with nobody on the other end, and the system logged hundreds of calls to the time announcement service, the speaking clock that no one admitted making. The office's power supply spiked inexplicably, blowing fuses and baffling the electric company. Even massive filing cabinets were reported to scoot around on their own, and one wall painting, supposedly, was caught on film rotating on its hook by 90 degrees. Understandably, the lawyers and secretaries were freaked out, and probably questioning what clause in their insurance covered ghost damage. Enter Professor Hans Bender, Germany's superstar parapsychologist, to investigate. Bender zeroed in on the poltergeist's epicenter, a 19-year-old secretary named Annemarie Schaberl. She was a shy young woman, newly employed at the office, and conveniently the weird disturbances only occurred when Annemarie was at work. Bender theorized that Annemarie's inner stress, she was reportedly unhappy with her job and had a broken engagement, emotional turmoil galore, was unleashing psychokinetic energy, basically turning her into an unconscious chaos magnet. When she went on holiday, everything went back to normal. When she returned, bam, phones playing Beethoven's Fifth via busy signals again. According to Bender, once Annemarie was let go, the ghost clocked out too. Case closed? Not so fast. Skeptics smelled a rat, or rather a wire. In 1970, investigators, including a magician and some journalists, dug deeper and reported that the Rosenheim phenomena were likely an elaborate prank. They discovered thin nylon threads attached to overhead light fixtures and wall decorations. A good yank on a hidden string can easily set a lamp swinging or spin a painting without anyone's psychic powers, just old-fashioned trickery. The implication, someone, maybe board staff, maybe Annemarie herself, was physically causing the mayhem and laughing up their sleeve, while parapsychologists hollered about unknown energy. In fact, a police officer claimed he caught Annemarie in the act. Supposedly, he witnessed her giving things a surreptitious push or creating some noise deliberately. Bender, notably, did not include that little detail in his official reports, an omission skeptics crowed about as intellectual dishonesty. Furthermore, the phone shenanigans, while never fully solved, could have been due to deliberate tampering with the switchboard. The technology was electromechanical and could be fooled by messing with the lines internally. Perhaps Annemarie had a knack for mischief and access to the phones. Over the years, the Rosenheim Poltergeist has been both cited as one of the best documented paranormal cases because technicians, police, and scientists were first-hand witnesses, and conversely, as a textbook hoax that gullible researchers fell for. The skeptics like to point out that no full, peer-reviewed report was ever published by Bender, just press releases and TV appearances, leaving a lot of wiggle room and unanswered questions. Joe Nickell, a prominent American skeptic, dryly noted that whenever the demonic voice was heard, Janet's, wrong case, Annemarie's lips hardly seemed to be moving. In other words, what evidence we have is awfully suspect if you scrutinize it. In Rosenheim, when objects flew, typically no one was directly watching them at the precise start. People only saw the end result. As one investigator quipped, if you stare at an item, it refused to budge. Convenient. In summary, was the law office haunted or just pranked? The balance of evidence and that pesky nylon string leans toward prank. Perhaps Annemarie, stressed and seeking a little excitement, became a closet poltergeist faker. It certainly livened up an otherwise drab office job, or maybe a colleague helped. Perhaps Mr. Adam the lawyer had a strange sense of humor? Regardless, once the jig was up and the teen left, Rosenheim's phones stopped their ghostly dialing. Bender went to his grave, insisting it was genuine, but many remain unconvinced. They say the only spirit in Rosenheim was the spirit of office hijinks. As one wag put it, case of the century, or just an elaborate case of someone yanking our chain, literally. You be the judge, counsel. Court is adjourned. Lights. Stay steady, please.